This is what Trump reminds me of. And I know this is a weird comparison, but do any of you guys remember, this was a few years ago, it was at a Nelson Mandela's funeral. If you got, Nelson Mandela, for any of you who don't, he was like a really, really great R&B singer. And just platinum album after platinum album. Just kidding. He's a leader of South Africa. So anyway, I don't know who remembers this, but there was a few years ago, it was at Nelson Mandela's funeral. I am not making this up, okay? This was a real thing. It was at Nelson Mandela's funeral. A lot of great leaders came to speak. It was a big event, and they had a sign language translator. Thank you, people who remember. And I am not making this up. This guy was a sign language translator, and he got busted for being a fake sign language translator, okay? This is a real thing that happened in history. Nelson Mandela's funeral, Obama was there, he was speaking, giving his thoughts on the leader of South Africa, and there's this guy sign language translating. And look, I watched it live, and I'm not gonna lie to you people, I had no idea. If you don't know sign language, it's very difficult to spot a fake sign language translator, Obama's talking, this guy's moving his arms, and you're like, checks out to me. And just gonna focus on what Obama's saying. And then deaf people started complaining. A lot. Because they were like, what the fuck is this? Like, this is nothing. That's not even close to a word. Like, this is not, I have no idea what Obama's saying right now. No idea. And you know what's weird? After someone tells you it's fake, then you look back at it and you're like, yeah, that's fucking bullshit. Like, that's not sign language. That's not a word. This guy's doing like the Vogue dance from that Madonna video. Can't be words. But until they tell you, you don't know. Anyway, deaf people were furious. Furious. One, because they didn't know what was being said. But two, as I learned, fake sign language is offensive to deaf people. I didn't know that, but that's like their blackface. So don't, unless you want trouble in the deaf community, I'd say stay away from fake sign language. That's my advice to you, okay? But doesn't it perfectly kind of sum up our generation that while we're all, so infatuated with being outraged, we completely miss the story? Like, okay, you can be offended by fake sign language, but could you at least appreciate what that guy pulled off? I mean, the man was a sign language translator, and he made it to the top. The absolute top of his field. He translated for Barack Obama as he gave his thoughts on the life of Nelson Mandela. That's like the Super Bowl of the sign language translating industry. That's as big a gig as you can get. He made it to the top, and he made it to that level without learning sign language. You're not impressed? Not even a little? I don't know about you, but I want to know everything about that guy. They should make a movie about him. It's probably the greatest underdog story of all time. Do you have any idea how many people told him he would never make it as a sign language translator if he didn't get his act together, buckle down, and learn sign language? I don't either. I'd imagine everybody, though, like, probably everyone was like, that's just undoable. I mean, his father was probably like, no son of mine is going to be a fake sign language translator, and you'll come down to the mill and get a job with me. And he was like, it's my life, old man, and runs out. I'd imagine the last scene in the movie, it's his father, and he's in his home in South Africa. He hasn't spoke to his son in a couple decades, and he turns on his television to watch Nelson Mandela's funeral, and there he sees his boy, fake sign language translating. just like he always told him he was going to, you know? And the dad, he's not emotional, he's old school. But he gets a little choked up in this moment, you know? And he just has that, you know, son of a bitch did it. And, you know, roll credits. I'm not going to write the whole movie, but the point is we all go see that movie. I think we can clearly we can accomplish it.